Sometimes I feel that coming through in Chainsaw Man and be like, you know what? I'm just going to draw like a whole chapter about a Chainsaw Man motorcycle because like that is a cool idea. And like, I agree it's a cool idea, but like if you're looking at the Chainsaw Man motorcycle trying to be like, what does this represent about Japanese culture? Like you are thinking way too hard.
Welcome back to 2M Otak. I'm your host Mayu, a born and raised Japanese non-otaku, and
I'm Cisco, an American otaku.
In this podcast, we share reviews of anime and the manga through distinct perspectives with commentary on Japanese culture, history, and language. Cisco.
Yeah.
We just went to see the new movie of Chainsaw Man.
Yep.
So we have a lot to talk about it. Spoiler alert, I think.
Yeah, I think we're not going to be able to talk about this movie without doing some spoilers.
So we're going to not completely talk about the whole thing, but like there'll be spoilers.
We might talk about the whole thing.
Okay, so just watch out.
Or just watch the movie first.
Before we start, we'd like to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, questions, or even suggestions what we should talk about. Send us a message to the email in the description, or you can use Spotify and the YouTube comment section as well. All right, so let's follow from the beginning, which means audience.
Audience?
Audiences.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
What kind of people were there when we went to see?
A number of people in costume, actually. We had a bunch of people in public safety, black tie, a white shirt, black pants. A lot of people carrying pochitas. That was kind of cute. And yeah, it was, I would say mostly like teens, early 20s folks with like some people who were older. Maybe some people were like late 20s, early 30s. So again, it felt like we might have been the oldest people in the theater. Although I feel like some young-ish people, like late teens, maybe brought their parents. We might not have been the oldest people in the theater.
Oh, right. You have to bring your parents if you're
because it's an R-rated movie, yeah. So if you're under 17, you theoretically need your parents to go with you. And I feel like I saw some of those. So, but it was pretty full. Yeah. The first 3 rows, the nose, I guess the opposite of the nosebleed seats, like the things where you're like craning your neck back to see the screen, those were empty. Yeah. But I feel like they filled at least like 4 rows of this movie theater, like end to end. So
it was a big theater.
Much bigger than the one where we saw 100 meters. Yeah, it was legit in terms of people coming.
Okay. So after watching the movie, what did you think?
Well, I think this movie reminded me why I don't love Chainsaw Man more. Like, it's a great movie, but I'm kind of lukewarm about Chainsaw Man as a story.
Did you used to like the Chainsaw Man or like a beginning of Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, I think the beginning of Chainsaw Man was interesting because I really wanted to know where it was going to go. And there are some like particular story beats in Chainsaw Man that I think are really cool. Like the very beginning is very interesting. And I mean, I guess we're like working up to a major plot point that doesn't happen in this film, but that happens like eventually, which is like very poignant and pretty sad. But this particular movie's story was like firmly just okay, in my opinion. And also this movie's content represents a lot of the things about Chainsaw Man that, like, I enjoy Chainsaw Man. I find it entertaining. I would say I like it, but I don't think it's like special. Does that make sense? So it's nothing against this movie, but I think the story of Chainsaw Man is like routinely unsatisfying for me. I think it's a good manga. It's a good story. It's a good movie. I just want to like it more than I end up liking it. If that makes any sense.
I enjoyed it.
This was so unexpected. I thought you were going to come out of this movie being like, whatever. And instead you liked it, I think, more than I did.
I think so. It was busy. So busy. Like a lot of things happened. The beginning was slow. I still don't know the meaning of the first part of like dating, go on a date with Makima, watching movies the whole day, and one movie moved both of them. What does it mean? Like, why is it connected to the rest of the story?
So I think, I don't know. I feel I have like very complicated emotions about my feelings about this movie. When I was in college, I showed one of my favorite anime ever, Shoujo Kakume Utena, or Revolutionary Girl Utena, and I showed the movie to a comparative literature professor that I had at the time. And I really wanted this comparative literature professor to be my senior thesis advisor for the next year. I wanted to write a thesis about Shoujo Kakume Utena. So I showed this movie to the professor and then was like, what did you think? What did you make of this movie? And she said she thought it was deconstructionist. And what that means is that she was essentially saying she did not think it had any meaning and that the film was a critique of the idea of meaning by being like, nothing has meaning. We're just going to like pretend like it doesn't matter at all. And I was like so upset by this response from this professor. I respected this professor a lot. I really liked a lot of what she had to say about Japanese literature, particularly like old Japanese literature. And so to have her take this thing that like I found a lot of meaning in and be like, there isn't any meaning in this, made me both like sad and disappointed. And then she was on sabbatical for my last year. And so she couldn't be my thesis advisor anyway. And she might well have said no, even had she been there. Anyway, I was just like, I wrote the thesis on Shoujo Kakume Utena and what I thought its meaning was anyway. But because I had that experience, I do not like to dismiss things as being deconstructionist. I like to try and find as much meaning in every anime as I can. But I sometimes feel as though Chainsaw Man is pretty deconstructionist, or that at best, Chainsaw Man is expressing some of the author's emotions without a whole different, without like that many layers, right? And so to me, like, I want the date scene with Makima where they go and watch the movie and then they're like, you know, sometimes a movie changes your life, to be like a deep, meaningful connection to something later in the plot. But so much of this movie is like a dude riding a shark with chainsaws, like just with explosions happening everywhere, that if anything, it feels a little bit like a takedown of his own work to be like, this is not that movie. This is one of the like totally mid movies where like a lot of stuff is blowing up and like it's sort of entertaining, like maybe, but like it's not actually going to change your life. And maybe that's just my bias and take on it, but like, I don't think the story of him and Reze is like so deep or meaningful that it's like a life changer.
I felt this opposite way. The meaning of the date, go on a date, watching movie in the movie theaters, and one movie changed. Like nothing happened in the movie, but like both, Denji and the Makima started like
crying.
And then like it was kind of magical because when they were watching that movie, there's like a screen, and the side of the screen there's like curtains. It looks like we are all watching the same movie.
Yeah. What do you mean?
So Denji and the Makima are watching the movie, and we are also watching the same movie. Felt like we're, in the theater with
them.
Makima.
Okay. Yeah, I get that.
Maybe they were trying to say this movie, Reze Arc, might be that kind of movie.
Right. I just don't think it is. Like I was more moved by the 5 seconds they showed of the movie that both Denji and Makima cry at than I was by the rest of this film. Because like that moment where like, a man comes home from like war or something and embraces his mother who like barely recognizes him, that's very emotional. The rest of what happens in this film is like not even a pale imitation. It's just a piece of flashy entertainment.
Yeah, but at the end, Reze was like sad. Like the last of her word was like, "I've actually never been to school either."
Yeah. I feel like most of the people in the Chainsaw Man universe, like, I don't know, I guess some of them have been to school, but like the world of Chainsaw Man feels like so deeply messed up that like that doesn't feel, I mean, not that I don't feel bad for Reze, I just have a lot of unanswered questions about her. Right.
There's a reason or a backstory telling that Kenjitsu, what's his name?
He works for Division 2, but he's the trainer.
He's the best, right? Yeah, best person.
I guess. He's the drinker. Yeah.
Yeah. So he kind of explains like in the blink of the eye, like
right. Oh, she had a very tragic backstory.
It was so quick and so small. If there was like not as long as like Demon Slayer flashback. but like a half of it, maybe.
No, not even that.
Not even
I mean,
that.
they really don't give that very much time. They don't develop her as a character. Like,
No.
they claim that it was all fake because I was like an actress to like lure you in. Like, lure you in for what? Like, so he would like agree to die and let her take his heart? Like, oh, you have like 3 days to make this guy love you? Like, what is this, a Little Mermaid? Like, I don't know. Just not that believable to me.
But you told me this movie, Chainsaw Man, made you understand Fujimoto Tatsuki more after reading Goodbye Eri.
Okay, reading Goodbye Eri helped me understand Chainsaw Man better because, and I don't know, I don't want to get like too far into Goodbye Eri because I don't want to spoil that at all, but some of like Goodbye Eri doesn't conceal what it's about. Goodbye Eri like has a moment in the beginning where the like creator is misunderstood and then later explains like what the creator was thinking as they like made this film, which is about like processing their own emotions. And after seeing that, I was like, oh, I think I get Chainsaw Man a little bit more. It doesn't have like a super deep meaning. It is the author processing his emotions via a story that's like unrealistic and like, very over the top and sort of wild, because emotions can be that way. They can be really strong and wild and illogical and everything else. And to me, Chainsaw Man is mostly about that, about how sort of destructive and uncontrolled emotions and desires can be, and the sort of havoc that wreaks on people's lives, combined with just a sensibility about like blowing things up and cutting stuff in half that's sort of like fun and destructive without being meaningful. And that's, I guess, what I mean about like, I don't like that. I think I dismiss some of Chainsaw Man as deconstructionist, not fully. Like, it's not like there's no reason for what's going on, but that it's like a sort of burst of pure emotion rather than like a deep, well thought out, logical plotting storyline that's like trying to send a message about something. Like, it feels more like a riot of emotion than like a logical argument. And that's fine. I appreciate it for what it is. But I think often there's some part of me that wants it to be like a deeper metaphor for like whatever. And like, I kind of don't think that deeper metaphor is there. I think it's just kind of like, whoa, cool. Like that it's like that rather than like every single piece of this logically planned puzzle has a whatever. And that said, I just read like a long Reddit thread that's about the Russian song that Reze sings midway through the film that, deconstructs that song to be like a mini plot of the actual movie's plot, which is kind of cool.
Okay. It was written by Tatsuki Fujimoto.
Well, yeah. It's not a real song. And like the imagery and metaphors of the song describe the plot of the Reze arc, where like she meets Denji, they go on a date. Later on, she considers abandoning the mission, then she remembers what the mission is, and then they fight, and then she dies. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But like, again, it's like, it's not actually that deep. It's like an Easter egg as opposed to like, oh, she's talking about like the fragile nature of human existence. Like, no, she isn't. Like, it's a plot summary. That's neither here nor there. I enjoyed this movie. I just like, I think it's not the movie that like makes me only kind of like it. It's like Chainsaw Man as like an activity or as like as a story. I also wonder whether like sometimes Tatsuki Fujimoto is just pissed at his editor and is just like being a contrarian on purpose, because especially after reading his one shots where like they're like, people said Tatsuki Fujimoto couldn't do this, so I wrote a story about it. Like, I think he definitely has like a kind of just give everybody the middle finger, like type of an attitude sometimes. And so sometimes I feel that coming through in Chainsaw Man and be like, you know what? I'm just going to draw like a whole chapter about a Chainsaw Man motorcycle because like that is a cool idea. And like, I agree it's a cool idea, but like if you're looking at the Chainsaw Man motorcycle trying to be like, what does this represent about Japanese culture? Like, you are thinking way too hard.
Well, fighting scene with Reze was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know.
very cool.
I don't know what was going on. It's hard to see. Like, I kept thinking that a lot of animation, like a lot of people worked for it.
And now it's just like a blur.
I mean, it's not blur, but it was like hard to catch up, to see what was going on. Right. And then there's like a long scene, no dialogue. bombing, and then like
Yeah.
not even voice actors'
It's a
voices.
movie you want to watch in slow motion to be
Yeah.
like, ooh, oh, I didn't notice that. Cool, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think I liked it. I don't know what was going on, but it was like, whoa, okay.
Right.
Yeah, I was drawn into the movie.
I mean, I guess I'm like pleasantly surprised to hear you say that you like really enjoyed this like heavily action movie.
I
you
know, me too. Yeah.
You also didn't fall asleep, which is kind of a miracle.
It wasn't 10:30 or 11 p.m.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
what was your favorite part?
Damn, I was trying to think of my favorite part, and I remember my least favorite part.
Least? Okay.
Yeah, okay, so I'm
Go
gonna do
ahead.
my least favorite part first. What is going on with the like nipple erasure? Like, I really can't stand it. Denji's allowed to have nipples, but no one, like none of the girls are allowed to have nipples. Like, Japan, fix your laws. Like, this is out of control.
No, I don't know.
And like, I think like, not that I would have been like happier had there been like mysterious fog or like, you know, whatever,
Right,
like,
right.
or like beams of light or any of the other
Uh-huh.
like dumb tricks that have been used to hide
Uh-huh.
nipples in anime since time immemorial. But like, this is a movie. Like, it has an R rating. Show the goddamn nipples. Like, it's, I really, it's starting to feel like there's some kind of like deep cultural pathology in Japan that's like fear of nipples. Like, if I knew what that word was in Latin, I would be using it right now. Nippleophobia. What is wrong with you?
It's the same for Ranma half.
Yeah, I kind of get that more. Like, I don't know if Ranma is on TV in Japan right now, if they're like airing it on some like, you know, regular TV station and like whatever the rules about like what time it is means you can't show nipples or something. Okay. Like, I also don't like that. I think that is ridiculous and
Because the
shouldn't
original
be.
had
The original had it, and the
Yeah.
original aired at like a reasonable time on TV, and people
Yeah.
were just like, you know what? Humans have nipples.
Yeah.
Freaking deal with it.
Yeah.
But like this, that's what I mean though. Like, this is like a adult, like, audience film. It has like things blowing up and people getting like, you know, like murdered and cut in half and limbs flying everywhere. And the thing you're worried about is like, oh God, but we can't show like women's nipples. Like, something is deeply wrong. And I think it's a huge problem. Like, it feels like a misogynist thing to be like, they're a part of women's bodies we can't show, but it's okay for like men to have them. Like, I don't know. It seems like I think it's like a problem, honestly.
Okay, one more time. What's your favorite
Okay,
part?
right. Yeah, okay. So my favorite part of the movie is Beam.
Okay.
The shark guy.
Okay.
Because, and this was true in the manga too. In the manga, I loved this character. I think Beam does not pretend to be potentially metaphorical about anything. Beam is like a.
So is Denji.
No, I think Denji has like a lot of like metaphorical significance, maybe.
Maybe, okay.
Like, not really, but like, I think he pretends to. Or like
Okay.
the manga pretends that Denji has some kind of like metaphorical import or something, right? But the manga and the movie do not pretend that Beam has any metaphorical import. He is a shark that for some reason has like 12 eyes and also can like grow limbs like a cockroach and like swim through. Like, he's just hilarious. And he's voiced by Hanae Natsuki, which like is really just icing on the cake. I thought Beam was the best part of this movie. And I think Beam is the best part of this story also, because he's like so entertaining and like purely just there for comedic value. And like has like no pretensions. So I like Beam.
And then Beam is also good at like smelling stuff.
Oh, I guess that's true. Well, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he could smell where. Like, he was like, oh, I should have known like that's bomb.
Right, from the weird smell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
double.
pretty funny then.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, same as Tanjiro.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Beam. Well, I guess sharks have like sensory organs, but I'm not sure. Maybe they have smell.
Maybe they have nose.
They do have noses.
Yeah.
I guess like they can detect things
Blood?
in water. Yeah, they can definitely smell blood and water.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's exactly. I read a book about this and I've just forgotten. So, oh well, whatever.
Okay. Yeah. I liked Reze. I liked the voice actor a lot. And I
She was
also,
great.
I think it's just coincidence. I knew the voice actor before I watched the movie. The voice actor recently did voice for Shizuka-chan from
right,
Takopi's
yeah.
original sin. And Takopi's original sin is not based on, like an author wanted to make dark version of Doraemon, and that's Takopi's original sin. Reze, when she appeared for the first time on the screen, she was wearing a t-shirt with big picture of like Belle that Doraemon wears all the
that's
time.
pretty funny.
I was like, I kept having this like, thinking of like, is it because of Doraemon and Takobi's original thing? No way. It's just coincidence, I'm sure. But it was weird to see like a, round bell that usually like a cat wears around neck. So I don't know. It was kind of funny to think about it.
I want like somebody who made the movie to comment on this and be like, yeah, you got it. Good job. You found the Easter egg.
Maybe I'm not sure. I don't think so. Also, like there are some parts that not translated in the subtitles.
Interesting.
When right after Denji had a date with Makima and he felt really happy and he decided to donate. And how much did he donate?
Oh, it looked like 1 yen.
1 yen. You can hear from the sound because it's light sound of coin, and there's no translation for that.
Oh, to be like he only gave like less than 1 cent. Yeah. It's true.
It's like, you guys, come on! Like you could have written like how much he put in it.
Like 1 penny as he's putting it in. Yeah.
Or like when he saw Reze being naked, and they were like faces of him around him, right? And then there's like lots of thoughts he had, and they're like voices, but those voices are not translated.
Yeah.
One of the voices I got was like, "Oh my god, I saw nipples for the first time."
You bastard.
Yeah, they didn't.
You got to see it, but we didn't. So unfair.
So like those things. Oh
yeah, actually, I remember hearing that.
Right?
I do remember hearing it. Yeah, and then I was like, "What?" Like,
and there's no translation for that.
Right. Yeah.
So like,
well, they would have pissed off the audience even more had they translated it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, or you can learn Japanese.
Fair.
But like those moments, like, oh my gosh, you guys don't know this, right?
Right.
Like the rest of the people, like I felt like privileged.
Privileged?
Yeah. Or the moment, like it was translated, but like the moment that wrote Kintama.
Right. And we all got the joke first.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Good point.
Anyway, yeah, I liked Reze's character. I liked the voice, and I thought she was cute the whole time. Yeah, attractive. It was funny that she has like body of human.
Right.
But head was like a bomb.
Yeah.
And they kept the body the whole time. It's
right.
Because trying to still like attract Denji or other humans or.
Yeah, unclear.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Like that's kind of like what I mean about like this show like doesn't explain anything like about like how these things work. Like every once in a while I'll be like, oh well, like whatever you imagine your powers are is like what your powers are, which is God, what's like there's some other anime or something that's like that where like you can like reinterpret your powers and then like based on how you interpret them they get stronger or whatever. Do you know what I'm thinking of?
No.
Undead Unluck. That's one where like as the characters understand their own rules better, they can like apply them to other people or they can like change how they work. So it feels like there's a little bit of that going on, but like yeah, how does she regenerate? Why can she regenerate sometimes, but not other times? Like, I feel like the rules are kind of like not that, I don't know. What do I want to say here? Like, they only apply when the author wants them to apply, and the rest of the time, they like don't make any sense, Yeah.
Well, the ending was, I don't know, bittersweet a little bit, right? Because like, Reze was trying to go to Tohoku.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, okay, get on the Shinkansen, go to Tohoku, come on.
Right.
Right. And she didn't.
Yeah.
She didn't go away from the city.
Right.
And then I think she wanted to see Denji one last time.
Right.
But didn't happen.
That's the fate of the city mouse.
Yeah. So I thought it was a bittersweet moment.
Yeah. It didn't like emotionally resonate for me that hard.
No. Because like she was like, I tricked you basically. Like I acted out and I'm not into you.
Right.
But why did she come back?
I mean, she sort of didn't have anything going for her in life, like either way, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think, maybe it's that country mouse, city mouse thing of like, she's gotten like used to the good food, or she realizes that like having Denji's actual care and affection might be like better than having like the crap life that is life in Chainsaw Man world. I just didn't find it that poignant because people like die all the time in this manga and anime. And it's like, it becomes hard to like feel anything as a result. And I think that's one of the things that like the show is trying to say is like human attachments in this like messed up world like don't last. And like if you think that they will, like you're a fool, basically. And so I don't know. I had a hard time feeling like really bad. Also, she's like still a devil, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like how much devil versus how much human is she?
I don't know.
Yeah, nobody knows because like that's never really made clear. And so was she going back to be with Denji, or was she going back because she was failing her mission and she needed one more try to either get his heart or die trying? You know what I mean? Like,
To me, she wanted to see him.
maybe I'm just more cynical because of like how much Chainsaw Man I've read and like the way in which like the show so often just kind of discards people and moves on. But yeah, I don't know that I saw it the same way.
Yeah. Okay. I have to say the best part, theme songs are great.
The opening theme song is really good.
Yeah.
And I still don't know if it's as good as Kickback,
Mm.
but it's like it's almost on the same level.
It's very Chainsaw Man, I think.
Yeah, it's very Chainsaw Man. And just the fact that even though it's a movie, they did a full-on opening theme song made me so happy. So like, good job, Chainsaw Man movie, opening theme song for the win.
Ending?
The ending was also good. I really like Utada Hikaru and I've
Yeah.
been a fan since she was like, you know, had her debut basically. And I like Yonezu Kenshi and I liked the song, but it wasn't like a banger, you know, it was like a good end of the movie song. Also, it's played over the credits. There's no like ending theme song animation for it. And so it was totally fine. It was a good ending song. I liked it, but also like, I don't know if I'll either be like, oh, I want to hear that again. It didn't bring more to the movie than a typical ending credits theme song of your standard movie, is how I felt about it.
I saw as soon as credits started, people started leaving.
Right.
And I was like, I know it's all Japanese and it doesn't translate into English, but you gotta wait until the end because there was a little bit more
A
animation.
post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what happened.
Oh, really? Denji was waiting for Reze.
Yeah.
At the
oh,
cafe.
right. And then Power came back in.
Yeah, with like a bunch of flowers.
Yeah. And then he ate him.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It's not like that was like foreshadowing of what happens next in the story or anything. It's just, I think all it's there to do is to be like, Power's back. I mean, it was cool that there was one period, but like, I think like all Americans actually have probably been spoiled by the Avengers thing where like every single movie ended with a post-credit scene that teased the next film. And this one doesn't. This one's like an Easter egg. It's a bonus. It's like a cute little scene, but it doesn't actually like hype you up for the next thing that's coming in the story. And so it was fine, but like it also like, I feel like you didn't miss a lot if you left early. Like you missed like Power being Power. That's pretty much it. I mean, and like, think about Denji's reaction. Is he like, oh my God, I'm really grieving the fact that this girl didn't come back? No, he's over it instantly by being like, oh, well, whatever, I might as well eat this. Like, God, you're so annoying. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's part of where like my sort of blasé attitude about Neze's death comes from, is just like, you know, this is not a story that like lingers on people's like emotional attachments to other people. Maybe because Denji's kind of a broken person who can't truly grieve because of like his messed up upbringing and whatever, you know.
Okay. I forgot to do today's word of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
What's today's word of the day? I was thinking bakudan.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Is she a devil, or is she a fiend, or is she something else? You know, it's one of my frustrations with Chainsaw Man.
Bakudan no akuma.
No akuma. Yeah, so she's a devil. But is she a human also? Is she a majin? Like what?
Buki-ningen no hitori.
Buki-ningen. Yeah, so like I think
she was a human, right? She was a human, but like a got like experiment.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the rules in Chainsaw Man like aren't very clear, right? Like some people are devils, like the bat devil that he kills in the first season and stuff. And it's not a person, it's just a devil, right? And other things are like majin, right? And like others are like humans that also have devils inside them or something. But like nobody attempts to carve out her heart, right? And then it's like, you know, is she really dead at the end, or can they bring her back to life again by giving her enough blood? Like unclear.
Yeah, it could go any.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think it's like, I think it does not really matter. She's just the bad guy in the story. And like what the rules of when and how she can come back or not are kind of irrelevant.
Okay, can we focus on bomb?
Sorry, sure. So bakudan means bomb.
Yes.
I think dan means like munition,
Okay.
like a bullet or like a something that explodes.
Uh-huh.
Right? An explosive.
Baku means explosion.
Baku means explode,
Yeah, yeah.
but dan is like a thing, like a round of a bullet or like a bomb that can
Yeah.
like fly somewhere
Mhm.
else, right? So it sort of means exploding munition. And so that could be like an artillery shell, but it can also be like a bomb dropped from a plane or a missile. Like all of those are bakudan, right?
Recently, I hear people in Japan say baktan.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Baktan is a different meaning. Baktan is like born like out of nowhere all of a sudden. Something.
Tanjo?
Yeah, tanjo,
Okay.
a birth.
Like explosive birth?
Yeah.
Come out of nowhere?
Something like something is made, and the people say like baktan. Like I got like a coolest nail ever. You can say baktan.
Why?
Things very like you never seen before, or like very exotic, or yeah.
Like so sort of like shintanjo?
Yeah. Yeah.
New birth? Okay.
Yeah.
But like with more explosive popularity or something?
It doesn't have to be popularity.
Can you use it as a verb? Bakutan
Yeah.
Okay, so something like this Chainsaw Man movie, like bakutan shimashita?
Yeah. Or you can just say baktan.
Okay, but it really didn't come out of nowhere though, right? It was like there's been like a whole TV show and they re-released it and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
I know I feel like I expressed a lot of dissatisfaction with Chainsaw Man as a story and this film, but that doesn't mean I think it was a bad movie or that people shouldn't go see it. I think it's very enjoyable. I think I just like needed to get some of my feelings about Chainsaw Man like off my chest. I need to like rev my Chainsaw Man engine and be like, bah. Yeah, but it's a good movie and I'm really glad that you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I didn't fall asleep. That was good. Very entertaining.
And maybe the point of Makima's thing in the very beginning about one movie in 10 changing your life, maybe some of the point is it's not the same movie for everybody. Maybe for you, it was Chainsaw Man. And maybe for me, it was 100 meters instead.
No, 100 meters.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm trying to say.
I can't take all in it just watching one time. I have to watch it multiple times to understand it.
Even better.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I like both authors, just saying.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you liked this week's episode, please give us good reviews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or like and leave a comment on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and follow 2AM Otaku, and if AM Otaku, it'll keep us making more fun episodes. See you next time for more 2AM Otaku.
Wait, I thought of one more thing I want to say. Can we please get a Sayonara Eri movie? It would be so good. I don't even care if it's live action. Just please make that movie.
It'll be so perfect for either way, animation or...
That's a movie that's going to change people's lives, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm done now.
Bye.
Bye.